G'day Aussie gamers, welcome to the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast. The podcast that brings you news, reviews and video game related fun. Get yourself set, it's time to hand you over to your hosts, Lucas and Red. Hey Aussie gamers, this is episode 125 and today is Saturday the 21st of May 2016. I am your host Lucas and also here with me is my fantastic friend Red. How are ya?
Fantastic mate, thanks for having me.
Oh, that's lovely as always. Before we start, here's this week's show in preview. First up we'll have video game discussion, Tight Ass Gaming, then video game news, and in this week's news we have a Steam Summer Sale game. Now that's a little bit different to what you probably think I'm talking about, but we'll get to that later. Then we've got Gran Turismo Sport announced, The Last of Us movie, why we lost Battlefront's campaign, Rockstar, the Powerhouse, Blizzard comes down hard on cheats, and then after that we will do What's That Sound? And confuse Red again for another week. And give something for Roy Boy to win a game with. And then after that, we'll finish the show with Red's Shout. And now to video game discussion. Go ahead, Red.
Short and sharp for me this week, which is probably beneficial for both parties here at the moment. But Doom, I'm 4 levels in on Doom and 21 levels in on Doom multiplayer.
Yeah, it's just you, isn't it? You're just the multiplayer guy.
I'm shocking. Well, people think I'm shocking, but I enjoy my games the way I enjoy my games, and I'm glad to report that I was wrong, because I took part in the closed Doom beta where you weren't allowed to talk about it too much, and that really turned me off, so I never played the open beta, and now I've played probably 3 or 4 hours of the campaign. I decided, look, I'm dying in the one spot here. I need just something fresh to look at for a minute. So I went across the multiplayer, and it's actually very cool. It functions very nicely. Once you've had a taste of the multiplayer, it makes a little bit more sense the way the life and the shields and the bullets and everything work in multiplayer. So that was probably what was lacking during the beta phase, is the association and how close it is actually to the main game. Because you play the likes of Call of Duty single player or campaign, and then you go across the multiplayer, it's a different beast altogether.
Yeah.
Doom feels like it's a real natural fit, a real natural progression from campaign to multiplayer. So I very much enjoyed that to date so far. You'll probably hear a bit more next week when I've put a little bit more time in and have a better gauge of how good the game actually is.
Yeah, I actually played Doom as well this week.
What do you think?
Well, at first I thought, you know what, the big deal that the graphics are so fantastic, because I can't see anything. It is dark, and by dark I don't mean necessarily that it's all, hell-based and stuff like that. I mean, it's dark, you can't see anything. It was to the point where I was running around waiting for the enemy to throw a fireball at me so I could find where they were coming from. I couldn't see any of the enemies.
Oh, it shouldn't have been that dark.
Well, no, I'll get to that in a second, but it just felt like I wasn't going to enjoy it because I just couldn't see anything. I've seen videos and GIFs and all that of the gameplay, and the graphics looked amazing, and I thought, well, I can't even see any of it. I thought,
where are they?
Maybe it's just the first couple of levels, but I played through and it didn't get any brighter, and I'm thinking, this is shit. So I went in and adjusted the gamma. And
yep.
I've put the gamma up like a shit ton. Went back to the game, still dark. I'm like, this is crap. Like, I never really have to adjust the gamma settings in games. Like, they usually are pretty good the way they are. Or you use the slider at the start of the game that says, make sure that the image is barely visible or what have you.
Yeah.
I did that, and it was just darkness. I was, this isn't very good. Anyway, our good friend Snoogans came around yesterday while I was playing it, and he goes, oh yeah, that looks really dark. Like, those reds on the loading screen are usually vibrant and all that sort of stuff. And then we got into the game, and he goes, nah, that's not right. So I went back into the gamma settings and just ramped it all the way up. Just turned it all the way just shy of the full brightest that it could be.
Yeah.
Went back to the game, and he goes, there you go, that's heaps better. And yeah, it did look a lot better. It took a little bit of the atmosphere away, because it was nice that it was dark, because it was, mysterious and stuff like that, but you can't see anything. But it's much I was in an area that I couldn't get past because it kept dying. Once I put the camera up and could see, I breezed through it, smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. And then Snoogan says to me, "Why aren't you pressing square?" And I said, "Why? What's square? I'm hitting square." And I'm like, "It's not reload. There's no reload in this game, is there?" And he goes, "No, the chainsaw." "What chainsaw?" He goes, "What? You haven't got the chainsaw yet?" I'm like, "No. Where do you get the chainsaw from?" And he goes, "Oh, I got it really early on in the game. You find it like stuck in the chest of someone on the ground."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, well, I've obviously missed it." So I'm running around in the game and he's watching me play it. And he goes, "There it is there." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Turn around." And he showed me. And I'm like, fuck, I just glaze over it. I'm not used to finding weapons in games like this on the ground like that. So I picked it up. Oh, man. That chainsaw.
Brutal.
Oh, massively OP. That chainsaw is like a special weapon. It's mad OP, and it got me out of a lot of trouble. It is so good. But at the moment, I've only got like 3 uses because it's got like the fuel.
Yep.
But yes, geez, it's good when you're struggling, and maybe you've run out of ammo or something, and just using that piss weak pistol. Oh man, it's great to just run up and just hammer them with the chainsaw. Geez, it looks good. And it yields twice as much ammo as well, so it's a good strategic weapon as opposed to just being on your weapon wheel as with the previous games. Here you need it to replenish ammo at times. Yeah. So and you will run into bigger baddies, and if you've got a full tank of juice in there, they'll bring them down in one hit, and that's just get you out by a ton of trouble. Yeah, good to get you out of trouble, but obviously it's very finite with its ammo, so that's it's balanced. It's a great game. It runs real well. It's a beautiful 60 frames. I've not had any issues with screen tearing. If anyone is having issues with that, I've heard that it's got massive problems with screen tearing if you do not do the day one update. So make sure you update the game before you play it.
Yeah, tisk for putting an image on a disc with screen tearing and relying on a download to fix it.
Yeah, it's not like everybody else does that. Yeah, so look, it plays well, 60 frames smooth. I haven't really had any issues with frame drops or anything like that. It does look beautiful. Plays well. I like the fast gameplay. I like it. I wasn't really sure before I played it. I heard you guys talking about how it's very Doom. It's very to the roots style gameplay, and I can see what you're talking about now. It does feel like that original, because the original Doom on PC, that was fast. Like, you moved quite quickly.
You had, the standard walking motion was a quick one, but there was a massive emphasis on strafing, and there's no cover. That you can't. Well, you can duck, but not really.
No, look, that's your only survival technique is to keep moving, keep shooting, and collecting health and ammo. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a bind.
Yeah, the world will hurt really quickly, and getting the shits with it. Yeah.
But it's one of those games as well that if you die, change your tactics, do something different, find something else in your environment, try and climb up high and attack someone from above. I like how you can stagger the enemies when they start to glow red and blue. I don't know the difference between when they're staggering red and blue, though. Do you know?
Yes, I do. You know how you do your L3, your viscerals, or your glory kills? Red will yield... blue will yield life, and red will yield ammo, I think.
Okay, so that might be the difference there, yeah. Because I wasn't sure, because when they stagger, like if you've got them down a certain bit of health, they start to stumble, and that's your window to go in with an R3, which is like a special takedown.
Yeah, glory.
Yeah, they glow a little bit, and sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're red or orange, and I wasn't quite sure what the difference was, because you can still take them both down, and there seemingly wasn't any difference, but that might be the difference in their drops.
Yes, I could be wrong, but I think that might be the case.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I'm playing it on ultraviolet, so basically once they start flashing, I just fuck, come here.
I've got another question for you, because I'm going to treat you like the expert, because you know more than I do. But when you do those, is it a visceral takedown? Is it
a glory kill? Yeah,
glory kill. When you do that, are you invincible?
No, absolutely not.
So if you do a takedown while you're getting shot at, you're still taking damage.
Yep.
Ooh, righto.
I don't know about across all difficulties, but in mine, definitely in mine. So I now have to, when it gets to the harder parts, to stagger 3 or 4 to open that window, and then you just go crunch, 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 crunch.
Oh, there you go. I enjoy it, actually. I think it's quite a good game.
Yeah, top notch.
Yeah, I've only played the first level. I finished the first level yesterday, just mucking around and having a go. And I think I'll be going back to it. I don't mind it.
$69 a target.
Oh, there you go. What a bargain.
Oh, it really is. With the announcement of the 1.2 patch for the Division coming up, jumped in there, got Repremier back onto it, ran around with Snoogans for a little bit, realised that I need to spend another 30 or 40 hours grinding some shit out.
Righto.
But, yeah, revisited that for a few hours the other night. Need to do the incursion again still this week, so that could be on the agenda this weekend. What else did I do? A little bit of Don Bradman cricket, as per usual. Nothing new to report. I'm just, I don't know. I just get drawn to it every now and again, especially when I've got no one to talk to. It's an easy game to play on your own. And I guess the major one for me would be Uncharted 4. I am, I just done, the bell tower.
Yes, yep.
Fuck, man. Whoa! And I don't think there is a chapter in this game that doesn't have one of those fuck moments or wicked. You just go, what? Like the Jeep on the side of the wall. You know, no spoilers there, but there's that part when you're in the Jeep and that rock comes down and you're like, fucking here we go. It's like, fuck, hold on.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, in the bell tower, though, at the end of it, I think I actually said it. I was like, look out, Sully!
Fucking look. Isn't that amazing how over a period of 4 games, and they've been doing it since number 1, really, it's shone in number 2, and so on throughout the rest of the series, just those moments where you go, fuck! But you feel powerless with the control, but you always seem to come out okay. But even though you know you're going to come out okay, you still got, stop!
Yeah. There was another part with the bell tower. There's the bit where you've got to adjust the time so you can climb on the hand.
Yes.
What about the first time you jump out that window and the camera pans like a far distance, and like Drake is like a tiny 1 centimetre dude on the screen, and it just pans out, shows you the clock tower, and then the big, massive, beautiful vista out with all the landscape. That was amazing. If that's not a fucking prompt to say, take a fucking screenshot now, I don't know what is.
Dude, I spent so much time in photo mode.
Oh, it is beautiful.
But once again, I've spent the predominantly more time in multiplayer.
Yeah.
I've been focusing on ranked play.
Mm-hmm.
You had to play your initial 5 games to get your initial rank. So I got gold 3, and then you've got to earn 100 points by winning.
Yep.
In each rank, and once you reach 100 of 100, then you've got a playoff section where you've got to win 2 out of 3 games. So I've managed to work my way up to gold rank 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I've made my way through 2 tiers now. It gets hard when you've got spuds on your team.
Yeah, that's. I guess the most successful people have a team of people they know that are all good.
I tell you, it pisses me off. I don't know what it is, but every time I team up with Jason, Jason's like, oh yeah, I'm keen, I'll come help you. I'm like, yeah, well, sick, because he's a fucking top medic in the game. He's
good at that, isn't he?
You invite him in, but in a rank match, every time we search a game together, we get that connection issue every fucking time.
Oh, and he's got internet cancer.
But he's got NBN! It should work.
Not broadband network.
isn't it?
It's NBN in Wagga Wagga stands for not a broadband network.
Yeah, so I've spent a lot of time doing it on my own. My most recent achievement in there was getting my 700th kill with the long weapon, so I've now unlocked every gun in the game. And, yeah, just really enjoying it. It just takes a real leaf out of The Last of Us handbook when it comes to the multiplayer. It still feels very much like it is the control scheme of the campaign. I know we often refer to The Last of Us being a slow-paced multiplayer, but it is faster-paced than the campaign.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's more on the fly, as with this, with your purchasables and everything like that. Naughty Dog make a campaign, they can make a narrative, but fuck me, they're forging their way into making a bloody multiplayer experience as well. I'm very, very much enjoying the multiplayer in Uncharted 4 as well. So I'm getting a lot of value out of the last couple of AAA titles. So
yeah, nice.
Very happy.
I've been playing through it now. I've obviously finished the campaign. I'm now past halfway on my crushing run.
Yeah, and if anyone's stuck, you've got your whole initial playthrough up on YouTube.
I do have that whole thing up there. Yeah, it's about 12 hours or so of gameplay. Yeah, that's there to watch. But yeah, the crushing. If you play crushing just with all the normal settings, it's hard, but I'm cheesing it a little bit.
How do you do that?
Well, by saying I'm cheesing it a little bit is probably a lie. I'm fucking cheesing it, but max.
I'm cheesing it a lot.
Cheesing it to the point where it's actually easier than my original gameplay on normal. It is so easy. But see, I'm trying to get 2 trophies at once. I'm trying to get the crushing playthrough at the same time as finish the campaign in under 6 hours.
Yep.
Which I think I'll piss it in because it is that easy. So in my review on the website on www.aussiegamerstv.com, I made a mention to the control settings. There's a lock-on.
Yeah.
And the auto aim, and I said how it's way too OP and it makes the game dumb, and I don't know why the settings are there. It's just silly. I need to retract that a little bit now that Naughty Dog, which is probably why they've probably come out and released this video because it probably was mentioned in a lot of reviews. But those settings are actually in there for accessibility.
Yeah.
There's a video out on YouTube. Check it out on or the Naughty Dog stuff or Sony stuff there on their YouTube channels. You'll be able to see it. But they interviewed a couple of people with disabilities.
Yes.
And there are people with these people in mind is why these settings exist. Now, some people might not have full use of both hands, or they might not have both hands. So these settings are there to make the game more playable and more accessible for those people that have disabilities. And which I've got to give them credit for this as well. So there are settings that will, as soon as you pull the trigger, it will lock onto an enemy, and all you need to do is shoot, right? And then there's also a setting where it's like a toggle, so you don't have to hold the aim button down. You just tap it, and it stays down the sights or stays aiming, right? There is also a setting where, you know how sometimes you've got to open a gate and you've got to spam square or triangle? Yeah. Well, they've now got there's a setting in there where you can just hold the button down and it will simulate that you're tapping the button so you can get through those sections. Because there might be some people that can't do that.
Yep.
And what they've done is just opened up Uncharted to all these people that, you know, can still play video games but may not have all the range of movement and things like that. It makes it playable for them. And that's another reason why I was a little bit confused as to why turning on these things doesn't disable trophies. But if you disable the trophies by using these accessibility things,
you're still excluding.
You're excluding these other people from earning their trophies. And, well, I mean, at the expense of people like me taking advantage of it to get the trophies, well, so be it, really. What is the loss there for Naughty Dog? Nothing. But it opens it up for a lot of other people to play. So that's how I've been doing it. So essentially I've made it lock on, and I'm also using one of the bonus cheats as well. And
that's an initiative from the developer, eh?
It is, yeah. And
that's extra work that they've put into. Who knows? It could have been an attributing factor to a delay.
Yeah, and look, I'm very happy for it. I think that's great. I like the fact that more people will be able to play this game, because and the interview with one of these guys, my apologies, I don't remember his name, but he was saying, and I feel the same way. But when he plays a video game, for that moment of time that he's immersed, he's no longer confined to a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He's Nathan Drake. He's an able-bodied hero. And if games can do that for somebody and give them joy in their life, then that's absolutely beautiful and brilliant. So it's a great thing that Naughty Dog have taken the time to implement these extra little settings. So as much as I did sort of poo-poo it a little bit in my review, I do take that back now that I fully understand why they're there. So that's pretty cool. So back to me being a cheating son of a bitch. I use the auto lock-on, and I use the unlimited ammo, and I use the
pistole,
the picker weapon. So yeah, basically I've got the 44 caliber handgun. I lock on, I pull the trigger, the enemy dies. It's just instant kill. It takes down vehicles in 3 shots, and it takes down most enemies that aren't armored in 1 shot. So there still is a couple of parts in the game that are hard, which don't rely on shooting. It's more so just, driving around or whatever. So some of it still is hard, but the majority of it is piss easy. So there you go.
I always ask this question when it comes to an exclusive, and I never get the answer, but I think I might here. Uncharted 4, a console seller? You reckon?
Well, look, if you know about the game, yes, it is. If you were waiting for a game to come out to buy the console, yes, it is. But there are a lot of people out there, and they're probably Xbox One owners or PC players, that will say, nah, not interested. But I think that's based on the fact that they have no idea what they're missing.
Yeah.
That has to be the reason. I think if they had a hands-on for half hour, they wouldn't put it down. But yeah, if any game so far on the PlayStation 4 has been a console seller, this is it, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah, top game.
And last but not least, from my game of my gaming week, I hands-on with Shadow of the Beast.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I also played this. How'd you go with that?
I have half a paragraph left of my review to go, so that'll be done today. And it goes into greater detail as to why I go, fucking oath.
Oh.
I wanted it to be so much better than it was, and I'm sitting back going, was it me hyping it to myself that made it bad? Or made the experience a negative one? I won't say bad. Bad's such a bad word.
I would say that it's probably a little bit of that and a little bit of the game. You remember how I always say to you guys, and you guys get annoyed at me for it, but saying, stop hyping up your game so much before release when you went nuts for Fallout 4.
Oh, yeah. I was gagging for Fallout 4. I wasn't gagging for Shadow of the Beast. I was just highly anticipating playing a pretty gory 2.5D. I like my 2.5Ds, but I've been let down with the Assassin's Creed trilogy. I didn't mind the first one, but the second one being exactly the same as the first one, just with a different backdrop, that hurt. I very much back in the day remember Strider, the ninja one that was a PS Plus game. Love that game. Absolutely loved the shit out of it. It was brilliant. And I was just really hanging out for a really cool platformer and puzzle 2.5D game such as Shadow of the Beast. Tried it at EB Expo last year. Obviously that was I think it was advertised as pre-alpha, but I reckon it was an alpha game. There was a few things there that felt a little bit, but it looked good and it felt good and it looked pretty gory, which is always a good thing with me. But now I've got my hands on it and I've played it to almost its full extent. There was a lot of things holding it back, like in-game currency, your style points. You need to buy like translators so you can understand what's being said by the other races in the game. So you actually have to play through a couple of times without truly understanding what's going on in order to play it again to understand what is going on completely. So I thought that was a bit cheap. I was a little bit taken by that, though. I've played it enough now that I've unlocked some, because they're $2 million a pop, you know. And if I play a level and I play it on normal and I pull off a pretty fantastic run on most levels, I get in the vicinity of 2 to 3 million points.
Yeah.
But then, as I dive into a little bit further in my review, you got to then spend those points on upgrading your combat abilities in order to be able to produce more points, in order to be able to buy the rest of the story.
Yeah, that's shit. You got to pay for the story.
So you're playing and playing and playing with the intention of opening up really what's going on and really getting the most out of the game. That by the time you've done that, you're probably on your 5th playthrough and you just can't be fucked.
Yeah, fair enough. But just to clarify from what I said, you're not actually paying with real money. You're paying with in-game currency, yeah?
Oh, in-game currency. Everything's unlockable in-game with in-game currency. Yeah, no microtransactions like that. It's just a way of... because the campaign on normal is about 3 hours long.
Yeah, so that's how they're adding gameplay to it.
So they extend it out to a 15 to 20 hour experience by incentivizing speed runs, incentivizing style runs, and incentivizing buying everything in the game with in-game currency. So, but yeah, so it
looks like Trials. It looks like they made it in the Trials level editor.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool way of looking at it, because it does pan out and pan in, and there are moments. There you go, correct that one. There are moments of, oh wow, that looks really good, or wow, I just pulled that off, that was a sick combo. But it is marred by way too many. The combat's clunky, it's slow, your animation seems to slow down where an enemy's won't, so you get your combo broken by being hit in the back. You get squashed into a little arena-style battle every battle. I don't know, there was way too much negatives that outweighed the positives on it. Good game, initial playthrough, fun. Not that I understood what was going on. All I can understand is a mission of revenge. That's all I understand about it, or understood about it at the time.
Fair enough.
But yeah, read the review. If you're still uncertain, read the review. There's definitely 3 or 4 hours of good gameplay in there, but then it brings up your price point.
Nice. All right, anything else, man?
Clash Royale, man. You know me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Love the shit out of it.
Still playing plenty of that. Oh, we played a Clash of Clans clan war. Did you join in on that?
Yeah, I did. I got the last point to win it.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about it. Missed it.
Yeah, I got a message from Ditch. Not even our clan leader has partaken in this battle. Said, don't worry, Red's got his back.
Oh, why didn't you message me?
There was 27 minutes to go and you were at work.
Yeah, I was at work. That's the thing. Yeah.
So I went in there and they go, there's 27 minutes left, Red. We need help. And I went, fuck, I haven't logged in for about a week and a half. I hope I've got an army there. I hope I've got something that's...
I donated like heaps of guys to you as well.
Yeah, so I went in and I actually had all these people. I'm like, go! And I got a star out of it and we won by a star. So
yeah,
thanks. Thanks to Dick and Pierce and a few other boys that jumped in on it. So that was, good to get another win up on that.
But not me.
No, well...
Hey, I started it. It's like I started the fight and pissed off. You can't fight. All right. That's your week?
That's it, mate. Sorry.
All right, let me go through what I've had. First of all, if I sound a little bit different this week than I normally do, I'm using a different microphone. I'm actually using a Strix Pro Gaming headset. So I've got that plugged into my brain, and it's a little boom mic that I'm speaking through. And I've done testing with it. It sounds pretty good. And Snoogans has also been using it for the last couple of weeks, so he'll be writing a review on it. And we've heard him through chat parties, and he sounds quite good. He sounds really good when using it. So I'm going to give it a go as well on the PC, and also in recording this podcast. So it goes well. It fits well. Feels comfortable. It's light. There's one issue. There's one issue that I've noticed so far, and I also did an unboxing video as well. And I picked the issue straight away as soon as I picked up the headset. The arms, because the ear cups swivel.
Oh, yes.
And they make a plasticky, rattly, squeaky sound.
Oh, okay.
So it just feels like where it swivels is plastic on plastic.
Oh, yeah.
And it made like a rattling noise, and you'll see that on the unboxing video when it's up. And when it's on my head, when I move my head, that's all like it amplifies because it's right in my ear. That's all I can hear. Look, mind you, I'm not at the present moment. I don't have any music or gameplay in my head, which will probably drown that out. But that's all I can hear. It's I can't really show it to you or play it or whatever because it's not going to pick it up. But yeah, it's just that weird squeak, plastic on plastic squeak. It's not high pitched, but it's just annoying.
There.
It's there when my head moves. So if I'm moving around because it's twisting the headset slightly on my head, it makes that noise. That's the one thing that I've picked up that's not very good so far.
That kind of does a 4D thing though, like even when you're playing a game, and if you do move, you feel it. Then in turn makes you hear it. I had a headset I know exactly what you're talking about. It goes whee.
yeah. That's you know what? You could probably spray a bit of WD-40 in there and get rid of it. But these headphones aren't mine, so I'm not going to do that. Give it back all covered in greasy shit. So, but yeah, that's the one thing. I might see if I can get some feedback on that from Asus. These are made by Asus. But it's the Strix programming headset. But check out on the website www.aussiegamersexpress.com for Snoogan's review, which will be up soon. I don't know if it'll be up at the time of listening to this, but it may be. But we'll post links on the Facebook page anyway, so you can see it on there if you're interested in checking out what headsets are good. Right, moving on, there was Uncharted 4. Different to what we've already discussed, Ratchet and Clank. I picked up Ratchet and Clank last week and started playing through. That's a great game.
Good, isn't it?
That is real good fun. Now, I likened it to a Lego game, and Weeksy disagreed with me because he actually enjoys Ratchet and Clank and obviously doesn't like Lego games. I would argue that if he likes Ratchet and Clank, he probably does like Lego games. It's just that he doesn't try them because he thinks they're for children. Because what's the difference? Like, I mean, obviously the graphics and the gameplay is slightly different to a Lego game, but the concept of just smashing everything and collecting bolts as opposed to studs is just as satisfying in Ratchet and Clank as it is in Lego. So that's what I'm talking about. And Ratchet and Clank's visual style is immaculate. It is beautiful.
A1, isn't it?
Oh, it's magnific. Beautiful.
PlayStation kicking goals with their graphics at the moment.
They are. They've got some real genuine attempts at making good games lately. So I've enjoyed that one. And it's, what is it, $50-something, $52, $53, $50, call it $55. It's I think it's a bargain at twice the price. So that's pretty good. Good deal. And it's a reasonable price on digital as well. It's about the same price.
The same price, yeah. It's actually more expensive physical. I think it's $50.95 on the store and $55 in EB.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, I recommend that for anyone. It's a good game. And it's good for kids too. It does a good job at sort of leveling the playing field. Adults are going to enjoy it basically for nostalgia. and kids will be able to play it too. There's not too many games out these days that are suitable for kids. This is one of them, so that's cool.
Nostalgia and innuendo.
Yeah, there's a bit of innuendo in there, which is good for the adults, but it just goes straight over the kids' heads, which is the way we like it. Like a good Disney movie.
Yeah, Skid McMarks, man.
Yes, Skid McMarks.
The old Rupu.
Doom 3, as well as playing Doom, I played Doom 3 BFG Edition on PC. That's not a bad game. Very different to the new Doom that's just come out on consoles, but still absolutely a great game for its age as well. So that was good. Played a couple of the levels of that. Lastly, I'm just going to touch on what's the Angry Birds movie. So a game to movie adaptation.
Yes.
It worked. Yeah, and they had that theme in there as well. But I really liked how they translated in-game things into the story. Like, there's a bit at the beginning where the main character, whose name is Red, delivers a cake. And there's a big shit fight. It's actually hilarious. It's great. I won't spoil it. But he goes, before I leave, I just need to find out my service. Out of 3 stars, how many do I get? Because you get the 3 stars
I get it.
at the end of the level. Yeah, so they had that in there. There was also a bit, obviously there's the whole Angry Birds game sort of is around shooting your birds using the slingshot. Now, obviously, that's in the movie. And one of the characters says, where do I aim? How do I do this? And he goes, just follow where the last one landed and adjust from there.
That's self-aware.
Which is how you play the game. You watch where the last one landed and you adjust from there. It's absolutely brilliant. It is very funny. The characters in it are hilarious. It shows the story about why the birds hate the pigs. It introduces the Mighty Eagle, which in the game you use the Mighty Eagle to win the level. So in the movie, the Mighty Eagle's like this big, highly praised animal.
Yep.
And it is just a great, typical of those types of movies. They just work well, and I really enjoyed it. So
they're fair dinkum. They've come a long way, haven't they?
You're talking about
the Angry Bird games?
Yeah, Rovio. Yeah, like Rovio were just they just made Angry Birds, and now they have a full animation studio. So,
it's a franchise now, isn't it? It's just
it's going great guns, and the movie was very enjoyable. So they actually don't explain why the fuck don't these birds fly.
They just use slingshots instead of flying.
but they mention that in the movie though. Why? So there was a mention about birds flying. They're like, birds? They don't fly. What are you talking about? That's cool. It is good. I recommend anyone watching it. So there you go. All right, that's the video game discussion portion of the show done. Let's move on to Tight Ass Gaming.
Yes, I've got one for you this week, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tight Ass Gaming would probably be the wrong word. I'm going to say deal of the week. For tight asses.
Just change the segment name. Go ahead.
$30.95 on the PlayStation Store with a saving of 55% will yield you last year's Game of the Year from CD Projekt Red, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And also, considering at its price, you still get the 13 free pieces of DLC that they released fortnightly upon the game's release. So you basically get all the different cosmetics, all the animations, the extra quests and levels and gear set pieces, a new game plus mode, and themes.
Yep.
55% off, $30.95 for a Game of the Year that can take 50 hours to finish, or people are still 300-400 hours in without completion. that is a really good deal on a very pretty game. And as it's been covered pretty well on our page, podcast, website, Blood and Wine is out very, very soon for $26.96, and Hearts of Stone is actually got 10% off as well.
Yep, 31st of May is Blood and Wine.
Yes. So you can buy the expansion for $35.95, which will get you both pieces of DLC. Or you can get the Hearts of Stone DLC at a reduced price at the moment for $13.45 also. And this deal is available until, bear with me 1 second, the 2nd of the 6th. So what? Another fortnight.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, week and a half.
Get amongst it. 31 gig download, pretty big. But if you were to go buy it in store, I know that if you haven't previously got it installed on your PlayStation, there's an approximate 17 gig update.
Yeah, big update, but big game. Nice one. There you go. That is the Tight Ass Gaming for this week, The Witcher 3, and also some DLC if you want to grab that on the extra. So, good stuff. Thanks, Red.
My pleasure.
Let's do some video game news.
Let's.
Alright, so first up in the news, we've got the Steam Summer Sale game. Okay, so if ridiculous games like Grass Simulator, Goat Simulator, and Farming Simulator don't do it for you, you might want to give a thumbs up to the Steam Sale Simulator.
Oh, it's an actual game.
Yes.
Fucking.
As of the 18th of May 2016, a game called Summer Sale has been submitted to Steam Greenlight and needs your help to be released. It simulates a Steam sale where you get to buy stuff and play mini games.
So you use Steam to buy Steam in order to play games on Steam, to get achievements on Steam. Oh!
Yes. This exists. I found this on my spelunking of the internets. I double checked it, went on the screen, Steam Greenlight, there it is. It does exist. So it's a Steam Summer Sale game called Summer Sale.
Wow.
That'll be so confusing when it is actually in a summer sale.
Summer Sale on Summer Sale, Steam Summer Sale with this. Yeah, wow.
The Summer Sale was already on sale, but when the Summer Sale came on, it was on sale.
Fucking Jesus.
Jesus! But yeah, how bizarre is that? I really want to play it.
No, really?
Yes. Oh dear. That's bizarre. But anyway, that's real. That's out there. Have a look if you don't believe me. All right, Red, give us a bit of news.
Yesterday, well, very early hours of the morning yesterday, Gran Turismo Sport was announced at a Paris Games Week conference. And they did have a live stream that you could watch on YouTube, which is now currently a video on YouTube that you can go watch if it's really your thing. They go into a lot of detail, which is, considering it was posted at 3:30 our time, AM, she was a real snooze fest. I tried to watch a little bit of it, but no, I woke up the next day and I watched the highlights plus the new gameplay footage.
Yep.
Wow. This is yeah, definitely. It's the racing game that I will play. I played Gran Turismo's back in the day. I kind of got lost with the last one, which I think was 6 on the PS3. There was just too much B spec, A spec, go-kart.
They need to simplify it all, I think.
Absolutely.
Like just the menus and obviously you'll still want all of that extra cool shit that the game does, but it needs to be streamlined.
It does need to be streamlined a little bit. Like I've heard those comments as well from avid listener Roy. Our Project Cars, you go in, you can get a slew of cars and use them, where you have to basically start off in Mini Coopers. Every different Gran Turismo, you got to do your licenses, and you start off with the shit boxes.
Yeah,
I don't mind that personally. I'd prefer the simulator experience like that. But it needs to be accessible. You want to play multiplayer, it's got to unlock a lot of cars for you instead of having to play for 10, 15, 20 hours in order to get a desirable car to race your friends at, which then makes the point that you, Luke, you have to play for 25 hours and have the same success rate as I have in order to have a car that we can pit against each other.
Yeah.
So let's hope they can balance that out. As you probably heard, it's called Gran Turismo Sport. They've gone away from the numbering system.
Yep.
This is because it's going to be slightly different. It's being built for online, offline, esports, as well as VR. So this is a completely different package to your Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, 4 through 6.
Yep.
And it will launch, most importantly, November 16th for PlayStation 4.
Yeah, am I correct in saying that there's going to be a free-to-play version for PC? Have I imagined that?
I think it's PlayStation only, bro.
No, but I remember hearing something. Let me just see. Gran Turismo.
There's a punchline coming.
Free to play. Nah, fuck, I heard something similar. Something to do with this. Come on, help me find this. I think I dreamt it.
Me too.
No, look, there is something. It might not be for PC, but I did hear something a while ago about a free-to-play. You know what? I think I'm confusing this with Forza. Yes. What a spastic.
At least it wasn't Gears of War or something. At least it's another racing game. Yeah, there you go. Forza coming to Windows 10 as a free-to-play.
Yeah, that's what I'm What a spastic.
Fair suck with a stab there, boss.
Well, there was at least some truth to it. I wasn't just completely way off, but almost. All right, we'll move on.
Free to play Forza. At least it'll have a player base then.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, shut up, idiot. All
right. Agree, and then went. Ooh.
Yeah, shut up. Next one. The Last of Us movie is in limbo. So 2 years ago, a film version of my favourite game of all time, The Last of Us, was announced. I had mixed emotions about it. Although it may not be a bad thing for fans, it's a shame that this has entered into a downward spiral and may never see the light of day. Neil Druckmann, he's the one of the creators of the Uncharted series and The Last of Us. He said, I know I said in an interview a while back we had a table read, got the script to a good place, and it kind of entered development hell like these things tend to do. There hasn't been any work done on it in over a year and a half. Probably safe to say that that's not going to happen, or it's not going to happen anytime soon. So, look, like I said, it may not be a bad thing for the fans, because if it wasn't done properly, it could be just a real sour experience, but we'll never know, which is probably a good thing. Yep. Better to not have than to have something that's a disaster in a resume that is so flawless with Naughty Dog. So there you go. Red, give us your next news.
All right, so we've got some bullshit excuses from EA Executive VP stating why there was no campaign for Battlefront.
Mm-hmm.
So the man in question, Patrick Suderland, spoke at an Investors Day and said there's a lack of a single-player campaign because they wanted to close the window, make a tighter window between the release of Battlefront and the latest movie, The Force Awakens. Cock and balls. It's because we couldn't charge enough for DLC.
That's piss weak, man.
He added future games would offer more depth and breadth, and that with Battlefront in particular, the studio would have to go back and correct this course of action. The conflict between single-player and strict release schedule echoes Cliff Bleszinski's recent comments that campaigns cost the most money in game development, and now they're scapegoating another well-known name in the industry, saying, "Oh, well, Cliff said it was this, so of course it's this." I think there's a lot of bullshit and a lot of hiding behind names and money here and everything like that. It's a cop-out. They fucked up. So, yeah, fair to say we'll probably see a campaign in the next installment because, as we released last week, that they've got a 4 to 5 year plan as far as EA and Star Wars are going to be in bed together for that long. So
let's just hope that 4 to 5 year plan isn't let's try and fucking release a decent full game by the end of that plan. Let's hopefully that they've sorted that out and they can release decent games for the 5 years.
I reckon the Battlefront's going to stay this multiplayer thing where they've got Respawn working on that third-person action one.
Yeah, that'll be alright.
Other than probably the likes of Andromeda or the Mass Effect series, maybe Dragon Age. There's not a lot of real third-person action adventure pedigree with EA for the last decade.
No, I think you're right there.
Hence the outsourcing.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Last bit of news for me, Rockstar is a powerhouse, man.
Yeah.
So they just nail their shit too. They're another golden child of the video game industry. But anyway, earlier on this week during Take-Two's latest earnings briefing, the company announced that Grand Theft Auto 5 has now shipped 65 million copies. And this is up from the 60 million figure that was announced in February 2016. So just in a matter of a couple of months, they shipped
another 5 million.
Another 5 million, which other games would be happy to do in their lifetime.
Bloody hell.
Now, this is including since 2013 when they released on the 360 PS3. And they've since re-released it on the PS4, Xbox One, and also PC. So that's including all of those, but that is absolutely massive. But that just goes to show, if you've got a good game, don't make it exclusive. Put it on everything.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Yeah. Rockstar have teased that GTA Online will add massive feature-rich content, which updates in the coming year. But there's still no sign of the mass-anticipated single-player additional content as yet. Usually in the Grand Theft Auto games, we get either 1 or 2 single-player campaigns, like we've had the Ballad of Gay Tony and... what was the other one? The
bikey one. Yeah,
the bikey one. But we still haven't got anything as yet, which I would buy the single-player stuff. I'm not too... I like the online multiplayer, but I would definitely get in for the single-player additional content for sure. Also, Rockstar have stated that they have some great, exciting new projects in the works.
2018, yeah.
Yes, but not to expect anything this side of 2018. So that's pretty cool. I always expect that from Rockstar, though. They'll take many, many years to come back with another game. But
who was I talking to? I was only talking to someone about it yesterday. They go, 2017. I went, 2018. They go, such a long time to wait. And I said, bullshit. I said, I'll wait to 2019 for GTA 6 or Red Dead 2, because they'll probably both come out. They'll probably drop both those games within a fiscal year. So,
but yeah, when they come out though, they're brilliant. So yeah, we're wonderful and worth the wait for sure. All right, Red, give us your last bit, buddy.
All right, Blizzard are going to come down very, very hard on cheaters in their latest release due on the 24th, Overwatch.
Yep.
So obviously, this is going to be put forward as an esport title, but as for public play and competition play, Battle.net have announced that the studio made a zero tolerance policy. So anyone caught cheating, instantly, without warning, permabanned.
Wow. They'd want to be spot on, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it goes on to talk about the kill cow. They're going to rely on people dobbing on people, which is fair. I dob on people for cheating all the time. So they've given an email address there, hacks@blizzard.com, that you can send this video to. It can also be monitored through the game client. And kill cam footage, even though sometimes can be unreliable, will still be a valid piece of evidence when deciding what to do. And numbers just got released. The public beta, the Overwatch that did get extended for a couple of days, had 9.7 million people play it.
Yeah, wow. Hey, one thing that I've learnt that Counter-Strike does, Counter-Strike Go, whatever it is, something that they've put in place to help with spotting cheaters is what they do.
Yeah.
Repremier, one of our admin staff, he is actually a member of this. If somebody is suspected of cheating, whether it be because they've been dobbed in numerous times or, I don't know, an automated thing that thinks you're cheating, it flags them and puts them in a list. And then there are people that have been employed by Valve, which is just like you or I. Like Repremier is just a player, but he has this extra ability in the game, is to go and watch recorded matches from the perspective of the cheater, right?
Yep.
So Repremier watches the game in its entirety and watches what the person's doing, and if he believes that they're using a cheat, so if he thinks that they're using an aimbot, or he thinks that they're using like some form of glitch or whatever, he then submits a report saying, yes, this person is cheating. So essentially the initial one is just people complaining. But, you could have a group of 5 mates, just they don't like this person, so we're going to dob him in and make it look like he's a cheater. But then the next line of defense is then persons like Repremier will double check it, and he might say, he's not cheating, he's just better than them,
Yep.
So then he'll flag it and say, not cheating, go away. And then I would imagine, this is just speculation now, that if he flags it as, yes, this person's using an aimbot, then
It'll go higher. Yeah.
It'll go higher, then they'll look at it. Saves them from looking at everything, and sort of it makes it a lot easier for them to weed out the people that are actually cheating and ban them.
Yes.
Would you do that if it was, say, for like this Overwatch?
Yes.
So it's actually quite interesting watching somebody else play if they are cheating, because you can see it, and it helps you be able to look out for it in the future. You'll know what things happen when people are cheating, and I would give it a go. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'd sit there for 3 or 4 hours picking people out, but I might do it for half an hour every now and then.
Depends how much you're paid.
Well, it doesn't pay anything, does it?
Don't know.
I don't think Repremier gets paid for it. I think it's just a fan service. If there was a payment,
yeah, but you get people getting off on that, eh?
Yeah,
they get a little air of authority.
Yeah, but that's right. You got the authority. You got a sense of power. So people would probably do it based on it alone. So I don't think they need to pay people to get people to do it.
No.
And then obviously, who will police the police? You'd have to make sure that these people were doing the right thing as well and not letting their mates off or what have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. So that's one thing that they could implement.
Yeah, there's a lot of new incentives coming out to stop cheaters. Like I know Ubisoft uses the Fair Fight program that monitors their games live and will eject players straight away.
Yeah, that's cool.
But there's wankers out there that are getting around it left, right, and centre anyway. So I think the human-controlled monitoring, like you've just stated there, is possibly going to be the most effective.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it. All right, well, that's our news. So let's go on to What's That Sound?
Yes.
All right, so last week we had a sound that Red, you weren't aware of. Do you know what it is now?
The Walking Dead.
It is the Walking Dead. It's Lee. I said the guy's initials was L.E. Lee Everett. Yep. Lee Everett is his name. And for everyone listening at home, this was last week's What's That Sound?
I'm a convicted murderer.
There you go. All right, so we had Andrew Roy Boy. He was the winner of that one, so he's got himself a free game for that. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so without further ado, let's have a listen to this week's What's That Sound?
Now. Oh, sounds like someone dying in an 8-bit game.
Well, that's a good clue. Have another listen. There you go. So that's what's that sound for this week. If anybody listening on the other end of this podcast thinks they know what the answer is, head on over to Aussie Gamers Express on Facebook and like our page. Don't forget to do that. Send us a message and tell us what you think it is. If you're correct, we might be able to swing you a free game. Maybe. Yeah, you'll get a free game. So,
his poor attempt at a dick teaser there.
Well, yeah. What do you say it might be? A dying scene in an 8-bit game?
Yeah.
Someone dying in an 8-bit game? Yeah, maybe. It could be.
I don't know what it is. There you go.
Well, there you go. So that's out for this week. So let's move on to Red's Shout.
Yay! Alright, so I'm just going to call out 3 names of just constant supporters of the page because I don't know if you've noticed or not, Luke, maybe we've had a slightly quiet week when it comes to interactions with people on the page, maybe.
Well, I haven't really noticed. I've been quiet myself with work and things like that.
It could be the weather, but I tell you what, there's one bloke we can always count on, and that's Ben Martin. So,
yep,
legend. He's
good
absolutely.
On you, Ben.
He's takes all our bits of advice and everything like that and puts them into motion and then comments back to us, and that's why we do what we do. Ross Mark, constant provider of support. George Nader, another one. I do like chatting with him.
Rob
very much. Yep, Rob Schneider. Nico had a birthday throughout the week. Happy birthday, Nick. Shout out from us too.
Happy birthday, Nico.
And another admin, Reprimere, deserves a shout out for his platinum on Fallout 4.
Oh, well done. Something I still have yet to do.
Meh. I'm just not hungry for trophies at the moment.
The game that you anticipated so much.
Oh, it doesn't mean I've got to go platinum it.
Well, no, but you're not even interested in playing it anymore. But I suppose it's been out for a while now. Did you finish it?
Kind of.
You didn't even finish it. See? You hyped it up too much and it wasn't as good as you thought it would be.
I was better. I don't want to make a decision.
You sook. Fucking finish it.
Yeah, I will.
Mind you,
my son's finished it 4 times.
If it had multiplayer, you'd be level 200 by now.
Yeah, no doubt. If it had co-op, we would have finished it 3 times each.
Yeah, probably.
So that's the shout.
That's a shout. Okay, cool.
Done.
Got any last words, Red?
No.
Me neither.
No, not really.
It's a short show this week, shorter than usual. We're short for time, so we had to keep this one nice and compact. So if you listen to last week's show, I think it more than makes up for a short show this week because it was massive, over 2 hours long. So there you go. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm going to play a lot more games today. Oh, I guess what I picked up today on the PlayStation 4.
What?
I got the You Don't Know Jack game pack number 2.
Oh, okay. That's like that other one that we played.
Yeah. So, I think it's the same, just different games. So there's more of that. So I'll be playing that soon.
And streaming for all our millions and millions.
Yep, and everyone can play. That'll be good fun in September.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, we'll play some of that. As long as I don't get sick again like last time that you came down.
That's all right. You can play with the iPad in the bedroom.
Yes. Well, very good. All right, well, that's it for the show. Happy to say that we'll be back next week with a little bit more. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Sorry, Red.
Yeah, thanks. Heaps.
Yeah, thanks, everyone, for listening. I have been LewkOne.
And I've been Red.
This week's show has sadly come to an end. Be sure to search for Aussie Gamers Express on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, iTunes, Stitcher, Intune Radio, and just about every other social network known to man. If you have any snail mail you want to send us, shoot it over to PO Box 130, Cranebrook, New South Wales 2749, or just email us at info@aussiegamersexpress.com. Catch you all next time on the Aussie Gamers Express Video Game Podcast.